welcome everyone to the a cordial welcome everyone to the final day of International Faculty Development Program. The topic for today's session is Building Resilient Families. Now, I invite Reverend Dr. Jayashilan to introduce today's resource person.
Good evening to everyone gathered here for this fifth day of the Faculty Development Program. Introducing and welcoming Father Arul, today's resource person, gives me great joy. Father Arul is the director of Anugraha, Institute of Counseling, Psychotherapy and Research in Tindikal, Tamil Nadu. He is a certified psychotherapist pursuing a PhD in psychotherapy science at Sigmund Freud University, Vienna. He provides counseling and psychotherapy using psychodynamic, behavioral, and humanistic existential approaches and holds British Psychological Society certification in acceptance and commitment therapy. He offers individual, group, and couple therapy, helps clients manage drama, and designs programs for lasting improvement. As assistant professor of psychology, he teaches counseling, supervises research, and conducts workshops on leadership, stress management, and emotional well-being. Earlier, he was also the director of the Vicariate Family Ministry in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and guiding families through relationship and emotional challenges. He has assisted in book publication and presented seminars on mental health and personal growth. Father Arul is known for empathy, crisis intervention skills, multicultural understanding, and strong communication. Dear Father Arul, I welcome you in the name of the management of St. Joseph's College and the Department of Counseling Psychology and everyone gathered here. Welcome, Father.
Thank you, Father Jayashilan, and thank you, Dr. John, and the program organizers. And I'm really happy to be part of this program and to share some knowledge with you. Am I audible?
Yes, Father. Father, excuse me before we proceed. I invite all the participants to come on the videos that we can have some screenshots with the resource person. All the participants, please turn on your videos, come on the videos. Technicians, kindly take some screenshots. Yes, fine, Father. Over to you, Father.
Thank you. That's wonderful to have a photograph before beginning the session so that we can check after the session, post-test also be possible. That's wonderful, dear friends. In marriage, there is no post-test. It's only a process. In marriage and relationship, it's a process. So I'm happy to share the process of how to build resilient families. Okay. Just sharing disappeared. Yeah. How to build resilient families is a question. And the family and relationship structure is going to be totally different as a lot of developmental areas that's happening in various fields. So how it's going to be, the relationship, it's really enticed me when I saw this reels.
Hey, good morning.
ChatGPT, my wife just said, hey. What should I say?
Keep it warm and loving. You should say, hey, good to see you this morning, darling. How'd you sleep?
Hey, good to see you this morning, darling. How'd you sleep?
ChatGPT, my husband just said, good morning, darling. That was very sweet, but how do I respond, though?
Keep it simple. Like, good morning, sweetie. I slept great. I'm really looking forward to spending time together today.
Good morning, sweetie. I slept great. I'm really looking forward to spending time together today.
She just said she's looking forward to spending time today. What's today, our anniversary?
No, it's not your anniversary, so don't worry, you're safe. Maybe say, I'm really looking forward to spending time with you today, honey. And then suggest something romantic like, would you like to go strawberry picking today?
I can't wait to spend time with you, honey. Would you like to go strawberry picking today?
Ooh. He just asked me if I want to go strawberry picking, but that sounds awful. I just acted like I was interested. What do I do?
You should say, oh, that's interesting, and then quickly change the topic to something else.
Oh, strawberry picking. That's interesting. Why don't we just go relax and grab coffee instead?
She clearly doesn't want to go strawberry picking, okay? How do I keep her happy? Coffee sounds fantastic. Look, babe, you're the best part of every plan, whether it's picking strawberries or grabbing coffee.
He just gave me the sweetest compliment. Quick, match that. Honestly, every day with you feels like the most magical day of my life. Magical?
Well, I guess we're living in a fairy tale. Really? Fairy tale?
Make it stop.
That was so stupid. Get me out of this.
You've reached a daily limit. Upgrade or try again later. Upgrade or try again later.
Hey, good morning.
So friends, upgradation is needed in relationship. And ChatGPT can help you to certain limits. And psychotherapist, a real psychotherapist, because every psychotherapy room, a counseling room, is a mother's womb. And every therapist, a mother, is my own quote. So a therapist who can travel with you, there is no limit that you reached. It's a process. And in a therapeutic process, a therapist or a counselor teaches you how to fight properly. There are no relationships without fight. Even maybe in the Department of Counseling Psychology, there under the leadership of Dr. John, there would have been some fights, discussions. How did we go about with this FTP program? So many people would have come up with so many suggestions. Yeah. What about we will record it and then play it? So many suggestions would have come. Yeah. But they learned the way of healthy fighting. And that's how this process is going. And we have reached the culmination the last day. And that's how I'm here. Friends, resilience, building up resilience, because you are traveling through family, what all the issues that can be, what all the issues that happens in the time right now, how family network is, the system is. So when you traveled all of this, finally, it is like increasing immunity. How to increase family immunity system is my today's talk. Why? Resilience is about bouncing back. Resilience is creating an adaptation to create a change. Resilience is thriving with a lot of energy. It is not about giving up. Friends, I want to share with you a young girl who turned up to me and said, "Sir, I would like to talk to you." I asked her, "How can I help you, dear?" And she said, last week I got married. This week I'm applying for divorce. In what way can I help you? May I know what made you to start this process? The package that I got into is a very wrong package. So I applied divorce. Friends, short-lived relationships sometimes becomes traumatic. Not only for the couple, if they have already made family, it is a families. And in our Indian context, it is mostly families getting married. Yeah, it has got its own pros and cons. Yeah, its own pros and cons. When I conduct weddings, most of you must be thinking, this fellow is a priest. How is he going to talk about families without even getting married? Friends, I'm only a referee. Yeah, referee should know all the rules and regulations. So I'm a referee in the marriage, and so I know the rules and regulations, but I did not jump from the sky. I'm just a human being. Yeah, I'm from a family. I know how my parents fought. Yeah, when I was a child, usually when do I wake up? I don't have alarm at home. The only alarm is my mommy's voice yelling at my dad. And with that I get up. Every day when I get up, I see mommy, daddy arguing, blaming each other. From then on, I learned people get married for practicing boxing. That's how I learned it. So friends, this is a sort of an exploration that I myself learned from a lot of families, because I'm also a marriage encounter priest. I'm part of a worldwide marriage encounter. I was an Asian in charge for UAE. So Asian team in charge for UAE. I met thousands of couples, and we made them part of this program, and I traveled with them. It is like a couple and a priest make the whole unit. We share with each other how my vocational story, because there is no unmarried priest or unmarried nun. They're all married to the people of God. So in that way, those relationships I am able to cherish. With those experience, I'm able to share with you the journey of how to create the resilience in in relationships, and that too particularly in families. Friends, this is a flow chart. As an individual, when I grow in a family, what type of resilience my family builds me up with is the one I'm going to carry it to my own family when I am going to create it in the future. And that family in turn is going to create the society. So this is highly interconnected. I need to develop the resilience qualities in order to create a resilient society. Friends, where does it all begin? It begins with attachment. It all begins with attachment. The persons who received healthy attachment, because currently my research, I'm taking a long time to do my research because I'm just challenging certain countries, especially the countries with the DSM, ICD, all this. They want to classify internet addiction as a disease and start giving medication. Yeah, already some countries they started. My research fight is against this. Yeah, instead of going to the root of the problem, we are going for an easy method, pseudo assessing it, pseudo clinical assessments, and it is getting increased. If somebody is talking too much in the Zoom traumatic experience they come up with, and Zoom addiction, it can come. So friends, for everything we need not create an issue. Where I'm arriving at in my thesis, mine is a mixed method research. I find children who found a lot of vacuum, emotional vacuum, and insecure attachment had a problematic internet use. Excessive vacuum experience that they suffer with deep internally, that has turned to be a problematic internet use. Same way, people who lose resilience are the ones who did not experience secure attachment. It very highly troubles the couple, and I have seen them literally. Another thing, according to Cohort, psychodynamic approach of self-psychology, hence Cohort, he speaks on the mirroring need, the love need, and the sort of a twinship need. When all of these are missing from when we grow up, automatically that turns out to be narcissistic in relationship. This narcissism creates a lot of toxic orientation in relationship. And those toxic relationship curtails your resilience. It curtails your resilience, and that is a very, very difficult process. Friends, where did this all come from? As children, according to Daniel Goleman, he speaks about mirror neuron and spindle cells. When the baby is born, the baby is so much activated with mirror neurons. reflections. Why? The only highly dependent being is the human being on this earth. We depend on human beings around. And that's how Harvard University's longitudinal research proves relationship is in our DNA. So we depend on people. We depend on people. Automatically, when I grow up in an environment of my primary, secondary support givers. Automatically, if there was a resistance, it comes into me as of modeling, giving up, giving up immediately. If anything does not happen the way I wish, give up. Give up, give up, give up. Giving up is very easy. Building us is very difficult. So the courageous choose the second one. All those who are courageous choose the second one of building up, taking time, taking time. So friends, how do we build this resilience in our relationship? That has to grow from the childhood. Friends, from the age of 2, if we are bringing up our children in autonomy, healthy autonomy, giving them little work. Come on, guy. Hey, you did a great job, man. It builds up the confidence. It gives them autonomy of I can do it myself. The moment baby walks, falls down, and then we say, exactly like your dad, you fall down. Finished. There, according to transaction analysis, you have created a life script in your child's brain. That life script can disfigure their whole life. I had a lot of life scripts. Why I'm into psychology is because I healed myself. It's a beautiful journey. I was able to find out a lot of those life scripts. Even after becoming priest, if there is any struggle, I was like, give up. Why should I sacrifice my life? I have talents. I can survive anywhere. Give up. Give up. That was keep on coming inside of me. When I processed through, early autonomy was a failure for me. Early autonomy was a failure. I was always named, you will be a failure, but your brother will do better. I was always compared, and they kept saying, fellow, you have only grown tall, nothing inside of your head. It is only empty. Friends, once I became aware of this life scripts, my God, I grew up in a very interior village, only in Tamil medium. Now, I moved up to a place where the psychology got birth. There I'm studying psychotherapy science, and I'm going to be a psychotherapy scientist. So nothing is impossible. That's how neuroplasticity proves it to be. Yeah. So friends, autonomy at the very early age is wonderful. That is very important. Most often, if we do not create that autonomy, even over pampering is difficult. Some people, no, I come with you, my child. I will hold you to keep it. And then what this child, as soon as got married, mommy, like ChatGPT, mommy, now I am married. Now I have to go. How many steps should I take in front of my husband? Finished. Because Mummy ChatGPT is not upgraded. She will direct only with her own experience. So that becomes a multi-generational transmission, which I will be talking about a little later, of More Bowen. So friends, autonomy is a beautiful thing.
Or your connectivity is lost?
Sorry, the connection got lost. Am I right?
Yes, yeah, right.
Friends, in case in between, if you have some doubts or if you want to contradict my opinion, you're most welcome. So, yeah, it need not be a monologue. Hey, it seems sharing. Yeah. So, creating that autonomy is very, very important. Yeah. At the very young age, that's where the confidence building happens. Your own personality, the persona gets built up very healthily. And this is beautiful to create the power of resilience. Another beautiful aspect, those of you studying counseling, psychology, and psychotherapy, I may be looking friendly, but when I teach psychotherapy, I'm very strict. My students suffer with me. Why? This is not like any other field. We deal with human beings. If you don't learn properly, please quit the job. Because Heisenberg, that's how very early he attacked psychotherapy. He said this creates trouble in people's lives rather than helping them. Why? People half-baked, attending 1 week seminar or attending FDP like this, name themselves, I'm a psychotherapist. And then misguide people. So proper skills development is very much needed. And that one beautiful terminology that you should be knowing is co-regulation. Co-regulation. Right. Sometimes I'm very passionate about mental health. Yeah. I would be going on talking too many things. If I'm going too fast, kindly let me know. Are you guys with me? Are you all with me? Or is that okay? My space of speed is okay with you? Or
Yes.
is it too much?
No, it's okay, Father.
Okay, good. Thank you. I just want to check with you. Otherwise, I will be talking alone and the ambulance will be at my entrance. So, friends, a co-regulation is a beautiful thing. The very first day when I suck my mother's breast and take the milk in to be alive in this world, her heartbeat and my heartbeat gets regulated. And if my mom had a lot of disturbances from her own mother-in-law or loss, my life is in loss. So I get co-regulation, and that's why in our university, we did a research on one young guy who had a very proper sleep. And, ours is affiliated to our medical college as well. So we did all of this body checkup and things like that, a physical co-regulation along with emotional co-regulation, all of these aspects, how it functions. So this young guy who sleeps well and very healthy diet and all that, he was taken in with an agreement on ethical clearance on a research basis. The project work is this, that he has to sleep for a week in a fostering home. In that home, a lady who's high emotionally troubled will be also residing. And first and the beginning of that, and after that, the blood checkups are all taken. This lady who lives in that fostering home has high abuse, lot of troubles, so much problems. And this guy grew up in a very healthy family, but he was put for a week in a fostering home. My goodness, we could see a drastic change even in his sleep, REM, NREM pattern. And even his irritation level for small disturbances became little higher after living with this fostering home. Friends, this is called co-regulation. Yeah. If one person is highly energetic, the whole classroom becomes energetic. And that's how a teacher transmits the co-regulation very highly and powerfully. I love teaching. Every teacher is a transformation bringing torch to this world. So friends, with that energy, we'll be able to co-regulate. If myself had a lot of things inside, what happens? Finished. That's how Harvey Hendricks, I hope most of you know about Dr. Harwell Hendricks, who brought in the concept of imago in family counseling. Yeah. And Harwell Hendricks, he married as usual. This co-regulation happened. He gets angry to the top, shouts, yells. First phase of romantic phase, she was, wow, how nicely my husband is getting angry. But second phase, she started yelling. After that, he could not compete with her. It became laka 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 Chandramukhi. So automatically what happened, this co-regulation, both of them got triggered of their unhealed wounds. So he divorced her. He called it a toxic relationship. And then he married another woman. Honeymoon phase, wow. Honey, sweetie, honey pie, ice cream pie, all that pie. After that, again, same fights emerged. Harwell got into stuckness. Hey, how am I going to deal with this? I'm not able to live with a woman. There is something wrong with me. That's a wonderful realization. Yeah. Mostly, we always think because of other person I'm into problem. The first day when you realize there is something that is to be changed within you, the whole world around you changes. That happened to me when I was 30. So friends, Harwell Hendricks began to research on how do I live with a woman? What is actually making me to get longer heads with a woman? That earned him a PhD. This is a nice way to earn a PhD, friends. And he wrote the book entitled Getting the Love You Want by Dr. Harwell Hendricks. It's a beautiful, but you will sleep better when you read it because it's usual if you are not passionate about it. Yeah. So it all speaks about how this old wounds come up in marriage and co-regulation going wrong. If from the childhood, your emotional co-regulation is healthy, automatically a self-regulation, yeah, you are slowly developing upon your cognitional activation and self-regulation of realization where you say, hey, I am powerful than my thoughts and my feelings. You come up to it, there your resilience grows much better. Friends, I hope all the psychology students might know the somatic marker hypothesis. Yeah, it is like Eckhart Tolle would call it as pain body. Yeah, pain body. Somatic marker hypothesis says all your pain gets stored up in your brain. I was sharing my own life with you, friends. I grew up in a sort of a dysfunctional family. My parents didn't know how to grow up in a very healthy relationship. So automatically, any little conflict stored up on my body. And, almost when I was 19, no, I must be 20, 23, I got peptic ulcer. Excessive anxiety. Because of the childhood traumatic feelings deep inside of me, the co-regulation that happened with my parents, even a smaller thing, I will become highly anxious. I need to do this. I need to be good books of everybody. I need to be, performing. I need to do. My goodness. That left me into peptic ulcer, excessive adrenaline secretion. Friends, this is a sort of a thing that remained in my body memory, because body has a memory. Yeah. The moment some incident happens somewhere, maybe you met with an accident on the Trichy Chatram junction. Next time, when you go near that place, automatically your body shivers. Body gives that memory, gives that memory back again. So if your early childhood experience of family or of any relationship is traumatic, it gives a somatic marker in your body. A mark has been, registered through norepinephrine. So automatically it triggers you in a relationship. In a relationship, husband says, I am very tired. You are tired of me? That's what you mean? You might not have even meant. Your body picks up, and then, that time if you observe, your breathing will go high. Once your breathing goes high, your brain gets a reminder of all the traumatic events happen. Everything gets a gestalt perspective. Automatically, a sort of pounding happens. So friends, become aware, these are all enemies to resilience. And I hope you are all, those of you who are into this field of psychotherapy and counseling, should read Murray Bowen, Family Systems Theory. So he speaks about multi-generational transmission. Yeah, friends, one of my co-researcher from Russia, she does a research on multi-generational transmission of trauma among Russian people. As we were, discussion on the table, literature discussion on the table, and we were discussing, and we found a lot of this that was an eye-opener for me. Friends, the children of those who lived in concentration camp after 4th or 5th generation, this 5th generation, they don't even know what is concentration camp. But when you take out their blood and test it, anxiety level is very high in comparison to the normal people's children. Naturally, genetically. So multi-generational transmission of trauma reduces resilience. Please become aware. If there are any traumatic things that has happened, you see a trauma survivor directly pours into a children, and children, when they grow up, when they don't deal with it, I want to, when they don't process it, it gets passed on multi-generationally. Yeah. So friends, how to work through this? Recognize and break these negative cycles in your family in order to create resilience. You check in, all those of you who are listening to me, check in whether are you doing any of these in your relationship. And you can mark yourself. Yeah, you need not be married. Even if you are a single, in any normal relationship, do you come up with this? Yeah, just check for yourself. Yeah, identify, are there repeated patterns coming up? A sort of a blame game. It is all because of you. A pattern will keep coming. Similar pattern of, issues. If certain people, this pattern can mean there are some people who get into relationships faster and it breaks faster. This is how it happens. Yeah. So there can be a negative cycle. So friends, you need to treat the cycle, not each other. Most often, we become one with this problem. You become the content rather than you being in context. You become the content itself. A pattern of little things troubling you, automatically the whole thing is overblown in your relationship. Please, at those moments, pause before it escalates. Certain limits. If that goes beyond, automatically, you are going to get escalation, going to pour out certain words. That words will co-regulate the other person, that will trigger, and automatically everything will flare up. So recognize, pause for a while. And the next one, share primary emotions. Yes.
Father Arul. One slide, can you make it single slide? Your notes also is visible here.
Okay.
So that may be easy for you.
All right. Stop. How do I do this? Okay. Let me know.
Yes.
Is it okay now?
Yes, Father. Thank you, Father.
So, share primary emotions. Share primary emotions. Friends, John Gottman made a research on this. Yeah, I think he's the one who did that love lab as well. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, love lab test. Yeah, he invited couple and those who are in a romantic phase and tested their blood, and they are led them into a room like where they can exercise romantic feelings and nurture the relationship quite often for a week, and then again after that the blood is tested and to see how immunity power and in the B cells count in their saliva got increased when they are in romantic relationship. And there were also couples who were let in who were always into conflicts, and conflict triggering events were played in the videos, and all the more they started blaming each other, and you could find the toxicity increased in them. And how come these couple who are in romance were able to keep up to the resilience in relationship? And the findings are this: the couple who are able to do the risking to trust is one of the talks in Worldwide Marriage Encounter. We train the couple to trust the couple, to trust each other, to trust their spouse. Some of the thing is like this: I thought when I say this, you will react in bad way. That's why I didn't share. So what happens? Those primary emotions are bundled up, frozen deep inside. When the frozen emotions gets piled up, your cognition doesn't work better. Why? The spray of serotonin and dopamine has to happen from your emotional brain to the rational brain. When freezing of those emotions too much inside, the spray doesn't happen. So automatically there is no proper cognition. You are led by impulsivity, and that's where resilience fails. Yeah. So let me go faster, or maybe, all right. You see how these patterns keep continuing. So friends, hope you got the message. Healing happens when you become aware of the patterns. And most often we are not aware. We do the same mistakes again and again, and we get, we don't even have the knowledge. And that's why, what is the work of psychotherapy? Psychotherapy is to enhance the process of healing. It does only 5% of changes in people's lives, psychotherapy, but it enhances it in beautiful way to give them a psychoeducation of these patterns affecting them. But people get stuck up with the patterns and they give up. Oh my God, this is always happening after 2 times trying. I've seen working with a couple. Father, I tried. She's still the same, Father. If you want, you keep her with you. Hey, fellow, you are getting into wrong problem into me. Yeah, that you need to do it. So friends, somewhere the giving up happens very early. Giving up happens very early. Why? They are failing to notice the patterns. They are failing to notice the origin. See, people are always good. That's how Carl Rogers says, everybody has the potency to change. Everyone has the power. Only thing, you being a congruent person, you have to help the incongruency of your client to become aware. Hey, guy, I understand why you are falling again and again. You are with this life script. Let's deal with that life script. Why? My mommy always said, you are a failure in handling money. You see your brother, he handles better. That got stuck in me. I became, first thing after becoming priest, the first work was given to me is to handle money. When I see the accounts towards the end of the year, 3 lakhs missing. how 3 lakhs missing? Now I have to ask my parents, please help me. And then finally I found when the workers come and cry, father, we have a problem. I simply gave money, never wrote it, how much I gave in loans. So I gave money to people. You see, that life script told me I should quit this job. I will be failure always in this. Sometimes relationship becomes a failure life script inside of us. Nobody can live with you, man. You are such a person. You are exactly like your dad. You will, even if you marry, the whole family will go like this. All of these life scripts has got into you so much because of the lack of a secure attachment. Please respond to those attachment needs. That's how Bowlby, McLean, Sheva, their research beautifully shows how reclaiming to sort of a healthy attachment will help the resilience power in couple, in their relationship and in their family. Friends, one of my co-therapists is directly trained by Sue Johnson, the EFT. Yeah, I don't know whether any of you are EFT specialists who are attending this seminar. Yeah, emotional focused therapy of Sue Johnson, and they speak more on how couples co-regulation, soothing co-regulation, automatically will increase. So in my work, when I conduct marriage encounter, I usually have a bell. In between the talks, when I ring the bell, the couples have to hug each other and say, I love you to each other. And towards the end of 48th hour, continuous 48 hours sessions, that is, even if somebody's phone is ringing, if they have that ringing bell tone, they go and hug each other. And I told them, please be careful. Sometimes milkman will be ringing bell. And if the husband is not at home, I'll be blamed. So friends, this co-regulation, we need to practice the soothing co-regulations. Yeah? When I do family enrichment in Anugraha in our center, our 2026 year plan is ready. I've developed a lot of programs that can be helpful for the humanity. Yeah. So what we do in family enrichment, we keep doing this when the couples come in this. Yeah. And they have to, when the bell rings, wherever they are, they have to go to each other, say one positive quality of their couple, to their spouse, not neighboring spouse, yeah, to their spouse, and then say, I love you, and give a hug. Yeah. So by the time a new behavior of soothing practice developed, and when they go home, children will develop the same thing. Yeah. So this practice, you need to do it. I know Dr. John has already written notes. Tonight he's going to practice it. And yeah, I would be happy if many of you can do that. Yeah, many of you can do that.
I was writing something else, Father.
Maybe Father Jayaseelan is writing down to instruct others.
Enjoying your session, Father.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, friends, the soothing co-regulation is a sort of a mindfulness practice, actually. Nowadays, in psychotherapeutic research, a lot of this mindfulness coming in. Yeah. So, when you tell couple, do this, automatically the neuroplasticity gets activated if you're continuously doing it for 21 days. A new neural pathway is created that becomes a default activity and that they can enjoy. Yeah. So for resilience, practice soothing co-regulation with your spouse. Please footnote, with your spouse and with your spouse only. Create intentional conversations. Sometimes husband and wife sit in the same environment looking at each other like terrorists. I don't know which type of bomb you have come up with today. And if one person is asking something, our brain begins to immediately the traumatic. She might have something in her mind behind. That's why she's asking. In those places when you don't know what to talk, create intentional conversations saying, can we have a family hug today? Can we have a family, appreciation day? Can we have a phone, detox day today? So digital detox day today. Can we have a walk together? Create an intentional conversations. This must be dialogue. Friends, argument comes from here. Dialogues comes from balance between these two. And that's how in argument, you listen only with your head. In dialogue, you listen between head and the heart. So create more of dialogues. Dialogues comes when your marriage becomes covenant. Argument comes when your marriage is in contract. When it is in contract, I expected you to do this. This is not happening. When it is covenant, even when you fail, I understand you, dear honey, because you are most important than what you do. That becomes the beautiful emergence of family. Friends, the next is repair, reconnect after every rupture. Friends, rupture is very, very important. Rupture has to happen. Yeah. Rupture has to happen. I'll go a little fast because I have very important points coming up. In case if you don't understand, stop me, friends. Yeah. So rupture can happen. Rupture can happen. Please, some of you, if you have already a traumatic experience, even a small rupture, your brain can magnify it. How? And that's how, if you have a lot of anxiety, a little cockroach in your brain is like a dinosaur. That's how brain fortifies it. And that's how you run away, jump, go across. And maybe you are nicely walking in the corridors of your college. Hey, come down, what you doing? And then you see principal, hey, about and no turning back. Come on, run away. Principal looks like a very huge problem. Yeah. When there is a rupture, repair is always possible. And that's how in psychotherapeutic science, when we make research on psychotherapy, we always say rupture is always possible when you give counseling and psychotherapy to people. Sometimes we, with the intention of repairing, we go. Sometimes rupture happens, but a real psychotherapist knows how to repair it. Some of them abruptly leave them and run away. That's where the defect is. So friends, in the marriages, creating this sort of a fight back, perseverance, resilience, focus on repair. Why? There is a dynamic systemic theory. It says every organism that gets into rupture will automatically repair. But we need to be open to that repair. Most often we get stuck with rupture. That is our problem. So psychotherapy opens up you for a repair. So seek help to increase that resilience in your marriage. Create some rituals. Very important, friends, rituals. And that's why, in Indian culture, we have a lot of rituals. For everything, there is a ritual. Ritual is only an outward sign, but it has got a high inward meaning. Make that inward meaning in your life, otherwise it will become only ritual and you cannot mix well in your relationship. So creating ritual. I think a group of ladies, I watched this in TED video. I forget the name of the author. I try to recollect. But if you search in the TED videos, a lady who creates a Wednesday evening ritual. That is, 4 women, they will join together, go to one house and pull up their socks, and they will be free with their dressing and they won't worry about anything. And with a mild light on, little food, everything around them, they will munch. The ritual is just talk about their feelings and then ventilate consciously with each other. And they measured it, how their mental health improved drastically. So friends, Mohini Lombard et al. In their research, they proved. So even spirituality, the spiritual rituals enhancing resilience very highly among couples. Friends, create a lot of attachment narrative. How? Honey, without you, no money. No, sorry. You need to speak genuinely. Sometimes they will be able to find out if you are faking it. Yeah. You need to say how meaningful when another spouse is in your life. I remember working with a very important actor couple. They are very famous people, but they're very open with me in the process. And this guy one day called me up and said, "Sir, I know you are trying to rejoin our family, but I want to tell you one thing. It is the loneliness that is killing me. It is loneliness that is killing me. And you guys, you should know, loneliness is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It is not my research, Harvard's research again. Anybody suffering with loneliness, it is like smoking 15 cigarettes a day." So I, sort of talked with each other, the couple. Slowly, it was a success for me, a success story in those couples, because they were very open to my counseling process. And when she moved in, I told him, "Hey, talk more on your attachment narrative. How that makes you feel when that your wife and the child are back at home. How that makes you happy. How the whole world is built around you." When this joyous narration happens quite often, this couple's resilience is unbreakable, even if the neighbor comes and spreads rumors to you. Friends, embrace vulnerability and develop active listening. We have listening to Instagram, Facebook, but we don't listen to our own spouses. So Mac Adams proves it, how when you are able to embrace the vulnerability rather than accusing it, if you are able to embrace the vulnerability of your spouse, and if you are actively listening, that can increase resilience. Friends, the next is, I'm sorry, I jumped at the class. Find shared meaning and purpose. Creating meaning and purpose is very important. That's how Dr. Viktor Frankl, I visited Viktor Frankl's home and Sigmund Freud's home and all that. It was very enriching experience. Viktor Frankl's wife is still alive in the apartment next to the museum that's on. So, Viktor Frankl focused more on this meaning and purpose through logotherapy. And he proves it, how meaning and purpose can, make, resilience in the marriage. And Viktor Frankl married his own nurse who took care of him in the hospital after the concentration camp because he lost his wife and children in the concentration camp. But the way they knit their relationship with each other, so beautiful. And he's a Jew, and I think the lady is a Christian. And, there was one interviewer asked Viktor Frankl, "Hey, Viktor Frankl, when you die, you will be buried in a Jewish cemetery and your wife will be buried in a Christian cemetery. You'll be divided." And Viktor Frankl said, "Hey, only bodies can be separated. We have a high meaning and purpose of relationship with each other that no walls can separate us. That no walls can separate us." Friends, I invite you to this relationship of resilience. And this is meaningful so that your children will have better marriages in the future. And you will create a real meaning and purpose in children for living. That's why today most of the children, they don't want to marry, because all the marriages that they see is only a failure, problematic, painful. So that turns out to be a traumatic towards any relationship. A relationship, leave it. And in one of my research, one girl, little girl, she's of a 10th grader, telling me, "Sir, I have a relationship with the AI. That is the only thing does not judge. Human beings are judging. To AI, I can share my relationship and find a meaning and purpose in life." Friends, I'm not exaggerating, exact words of a little girl. Foster gratitude and appreciation. I remember in Anugraha, we worked a family enrichment process. And in that, there was a sub-collector attending the course. And towards the end of the course, second day, we wanted to share, ask the experience of our couples, yeah, how their relationship or the experience was, yeah. And this person, hey, what happened? Is my screen share is not available?
It is available, Father.
Okay, but I'm not able to see. I'm sorry. Just a minute. Yeah. So, friends, when I asked the persons to share, this man, the sub collector, came up, and then he took a paper and he calculated from the day he married his wife till now how many meals she has prepared for him. He literally calculated and said so many number of meals. And I really thought, sir, how many times did I really thank her? Very, very rare. But how many times I sort of, pointed out her mistake? That was too much. Today, in front of everybody, I want to say, because he's a retired man, today, in front of everybody, I wanted to say to my wife, I'm really sorry. I love you. Thank you for all that you have been. When he said that, I saw tears in the wife's eyes. And I called her up and asked, may I know what is going on inside of you? And she said, I thought I'm living a meaningful life, meaningless life. Only today, I got a meaning to it. So friends, fostering gratitude and appreciation for each other is a very important factor for resilience in relationship. Keep appreciating. Be thankful. Say sorry. Say thank you. Say please in your language, because communication is very, very important. The way you communicate with your spouse, say Lord thank you, appreciation. Yeah. When I found in one of the couples that they lack appreciation, that is the one giving trouble. Yeah. I told him, hey guy, in your marriage, no problem. Your wife is with a love language of affirmation. You are not appreciating her. When you look at her dress or anything, you do appreciate. And he's telling me, Father, can you do that? I said, I cannot do it. You need to do it because your spouse. And, maybe he took her home, and then that day night, she sort of served food and served water. And he took water, drank water, and said, wow, the water you prepared is excellent. No one in the world can prepare. And the next one he said, oh, this curry that you prepared is excellent curry. I want to hug and kiss the person who created this. And this lady began to cry because she got the curry from the neighboring house. Yeah. So sometimes our appreciation, our gratitude gets misplaced. So be careful in doing so. Friends, develop extended family systems. Lot of friends of same-minded groups, relate with them, and it is very, very helpful for children, for families to create resilience. Sometimes when you join with the extended family, you begin to compare. You see, that man is also working in your company. He has a car. You have only me and your child, nothing else. So when you begin to compare that way, it becomes painful. And that's how, if you have worked through all your baggages, building supportive connections, healthy connections is very, very helpful. How much time do I have? Sometimes I keep going without respecting the time.
You have 10 more minutes.
Yes. Friends, before we go for upgradation, do you have any other clarification or your questions before we learn how to upgrade the software of resilience into our system? Hope I'm giving something useful to you, friends. Maybe you can take in those points for your life. Just don't take the notes. Please practice it from today. Yeah, and let it become life. Yeah, if you can put it into practice, that would be a wonderful way that we can do the upgradation. Friends, marriages so far may be working in an old system Now we need to move to the new system. New system is this. You need to rethink relationship belief systems. What? If you get married, everything will be all right. It's a very old system. If you get married, all the problems will come is the new system. Prepare people who are getting into relationships and connections, prepare them to become aware the problems will do come in their marriages, and train them how to encounter conflicts. And that is a better way of creating resilience in relationship. Friends, our lizard brain, hindbrain, it gets activated very fast when you are impulsive. Emotional mastery happens when your frontal cortex is healthily grown. How it can be healthily managed? By letting out your old baggages, releasing it. When you are able to own whatever that had happened in your life, when you are able to release all the negative emotions that are getting stuck deep inside, when you are able to believe by releasing I'm getting healing, your emotional mastery comes to you. So when you are able to have that emotional balance, resilience grows. Building everyday resilience is very, very important. It is not like you change. Most of the marriages breaks down. Why? We expect the other partner to change. I will not change, you change. Building up everyday resilience comes in when both of you change. And both of you agree to create the change. And that is a healthy system. Creating shared identity, flexibility, and teamwork. It is not that I do it. Some fellows in the family, I am the head of the family. I decide what to happen. Friends, sometimes we carry certain family rituals, values, and then hold on to it. And that's why when I conduct marriages in the churches, I do this. Before the couples make a promise to each other that they are going to be faithful to the rest of their lives, I tell both the parties' parents, come, keep your hands over the Bible, and then say, from today, I'm not going to involve in these people's lives. Only then marriage will take place. Let them to live by themselves. Sometimes they inject, I have seen certain marriages, you should be very shrewd. Slowly bring your husband from there and take him away. All these instructions from both the sides coming, and these people lose their own lives. So as husband and wife, if they are able to create their own identity, and that identity is being shared between husband and wife, and where there is a flexibility, the teamwork grows. Friends, contribution. How do I giving into this marriage, into this relationship, rather than what I receive? Automatically your resilience increases. Integrative cycle of resilient relationship happens when the couple are more open for transformation. When they are able to analyze, sit down and analyze and become mindful of what contributes to the issue rather than focusing more on the issue itself. So that creates an integrative cycle. Friends, marriage as an expiration. Love means no hurt is inevitable. Compromise, co-creation of solution is the new upgradation. So the old belief is, if you don't, attend to each other, the marriage will break. That when there is a love, there is always hurt. So compromise and co-creation can become a solution. Creating emotional mastery by practicing co-regulation is very important. Creating a shared identity and flexibility, creating everyday ritual, will increase the resilience power in your marriage. And that's how I wind up by saying 4 formulas are relationship rules which you can carry home. That will be a most important takeaway for you today to create resilience in your relationships. I've seen certain couple writing it down in their families and checking whether these rules are all being followed in their relationships. Friends, be curious but not critical. Be curious to help and support each other. Some of you very curious to find out the faults of your spouse that curtails the resilience. How they're always looking in, there are some people default their brain is always to the negativity. Even the best of the coffee in the world you serve to them, they will say, you should have given it in a better cup. So these are people who are critical oriented people or critical fixation people. Friends, be curious in your relationships, but not critical. The curiosity is how newness that I can find. Yeah, I remember when I was small in the years of formation, one of the in charge person over me, like that year we are not supposed to go out. We are to be inside a campus and then learn the learning that we need to do. And I am a fellow who relates with people. I had little children around that area, very friendly. On my birthday, they came with a gift. And we are not supposed to relate with the people. That was a strict regulation. But I got those gifts and I didn't want to seen by that in charge person. Exactly, I get caught. And then he asked me, what is in your hand? I told him, it is a gift. I know it is a gift. Who gave it? I said, a little girl gave it. Now she is little. After some years, she'll be grown and you will develop relationship. You see, what he wanted to say is that to correct me, to be following the regulation, but the way he became critical, that hurt me very badly. Be careful, not crushing in your relationship. People with their anxiety and traumatic feelings already inside, what they do, they think they are very careful, but they hold it so tight, they crush it. I remember going for fishing with one of my friends. It took almost 1.5 hours to catch a fish. And our intention is not to kill. We had to catch the fish and put it in another pond. And, as soon as he caught, it was like, it was alive. He asked me to hold it and I held it. And then, before he could put the another bite, almost I left this fish which slipped from me and that fellow looked at me. 1.5 hours I struggled to catch this fish. What PhD are you studying? PhD is permanent head damage. Yeah. So you don't even know how to hold a fish. And then after half an hour, again, he caught a fish. He gave me. This time I held it very tightly. And then we went to leave it in another pond. It was floating. I thought I'm holding it tight. I crushed it and it died. Sometimes in relationship, we think we are carefully, only I can carefully handle you. Don't talk to this fellow. Don't talk to this fellow. These are unhealthy signs. Maybe in other occasion, I will be able to talk about unhealthy signs of love. So if they begin to talk like that, saying that I am careful to you, it is actually they are crushing. Please get away. That is not resilience creation. Ask, don't assume. Most of the relationships, we think, I thought you will think like that. I remember I went for a conference in Leipzig in Germany about presenting on life situations in Arabia. And they gave me 100 euro. We had to be there 1 week. That 100 euros for my meal. Second day itself, euro is over. Third day, another priest was with me. He told me, Arul, it's your time for lunch. I said, no, I will come with you, and send the other nun who's to go. That nun managed, because she's from UK, she managed money. She knew how to manage the euro. I couldn't. And I went with him thinking that he will pay me. After eating, I went to wash my hands, came back. This fellow's missing. He paid only for himself and he left. I'm in the Europe. I don't know where the grinder is. So I ran out and called him, please come. And then he ran coming. What happened? Then I told him, I don't have money. Can you pay for me? And he told me, I'm your brother. Ask. I'm your brother. Ask. In relationship, please trust each other. You should be able to ask rather than assuming it. Finally, friends, this is my favorite formula. Connect before you correct. If there is a healthy connection between husband and wife, if the resilience has grown so well, you will automatically be able to correct. When you are already connected in the heart, correction will not go as correction. It will go as love communication. So friends, families with higher resilience, the recent research in Croatia that is done, are those people who have transparent and effective communication. People who grow up in optimism in the face of adversity. People who develop good problem-solving techniques. People who are highly spiritual oriented. Managing their resources well. Check in. All of this I covered in my talk. And that is why a resilience is beautiful for you, my dear friends. And psychotherapy that we do for families to keep up resilience is just not making them to feel better, but making them how to feel better at feeling. To be better at feeling is the best therapeutic process that can create a sort of resilience in relationships. And those of you who need references can take this. These are the references that I used in my talk and I presented it. And any of you who are interested to read more books on this to increase the resilience, you can read all of these books, which are very important and very wonderful in creating wonderful relationships. So friends, we have a free mental health clinic in case any couples who need help, you can contact us as well. Without any payment, I started it a year back and we have 1,753 clients so far being helped and continuously getting help because mental health is not a business, it's a mission. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
So thank you very much, Father. That was very enlightening, energetic, and enjoyable presentation. I think it was a fitting finale to our IFDP program. I appreciate it so much. And there are so many comments about this presentation in the chat box. So words of wisdom, so you can read for yourself. Now we'll take up some comments from the participants. If you have so many clarifications, questions to ask, Father, you're most welcome. Or you can also come up with your words of appreciation, comments, and compliments. Welcome. We have a few minutes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Father. Wonderful session. All the 5 days, very useful. Looking forward for more sessions like this to join. Thank you so much, Father, and thank you, sir.
Thank you, Divya. She's one of our regular participants. So whenever we organize a program, she's there. Thank you. Anybody else who wants to say anything? Dr. Rajalakshmi?
Yes. So IFDP, I'm really grateful to you. And all these 5 days, just all the sessions were extremely, I mean, the way they presented and their PPT, and we were able to understand a lot of things. And the topic, your committee, your team, what they've chosen as really the need for the art. And thank you so much. And the closing day, Father Arul Muthu. It was an excellent session, and we all learned a lot. And it's a great empowerment too. me especially. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, Dr. Roy, I see you on the screen. Dr. Koluroy.
And excuse me, the day one, no, I was not able to fill up that Google form because we were not able to do it simultaneously. The moment you close this, no, like I left it, I was not able to fill it up. So if any possibility is there, kindly share them.
Don't worry about the first day, ma'am. Yes, we will be sending the link for the fifth day.
Yeah,
So if
fine.
you can do that, we'll appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank
we'll
you.
post the link in the WhatsApp group also.
Thank you.
Well, we are concentrating on the topic only. So we could not fill the in the meantime, and by the time it is over, everything is gone. So better to put in the group only so we can properly fill it up.
Sure. We'll do it.
Today's speech and a very excellent, very encouraging, and a lot of things are. Yeah, of course, I am a retired person and seeing the family, everything, but a good guidance we can give it to whatever the sir told me. Really, Father, I am very thankful to you for inciting me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dr. Pavin Bir Kaur says, thank you so much for the very well conducted FDP. Yes, yeah. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
A very well organized faculty development program. I'm Dr. Jayantirani from Ethiraj College. I thank Dr. Suganti, Dr. Jan Balaya, and all the resource persons. It was very useful, and I really appreciate, as ma'am said, the topic is very much need of the hour, and I'm sure it will be very useful for all young and old alike. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Yes. Thank you for your participation. Very nice of you. So before we go into the formal vote of thanks, I have one announcement to make. On Monday evening, we will be sending you a link where you can generate your e-certificate. Monday by 6 o'clock, we'll be sending you link through your email, and you can generate your e-certificates for IFDP September 25. And you can generate the certificate only once. You cannot forward to anybody else. So this is the link that can be used only once. And kindly see to it that you don't make mistakes. If you make mistakes, then your certificates will be invalid, and we have to do it again. So therefore, we will post the link on Monday evening at 6 o'clock, and the link will be alive for 24 hours. So within 24 hours, kindly make use of the link and generate your e-certificates. So thank you so much for all your active participation. And I would like to thank all the resource persons who did a wonderful job in the past 5 days, and my organizing team, the department, the students, faculty members, and participants from all over the country. In fact, today I was taking statistics of from how many states people have registered. Some 16 states people have registered for this program. So we are very happy that you continue to join us and share our experiences. And over to Ms. Sandhya for formal vote of thanks. Sandhya, are you there? Yes, you can come on the video. I didn't see you on the video.
Gratitude makes.
Turn on your video, please.
Yes, sir. She's on video.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. Yeah.
Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Good evening to one and all. I am Sandhya from 2nd MSc Counseling Psychology, and it's indeed my privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks. As we conclude today's session of our International Faculty Development Program and the Wellness Home, Pathways to Healthy Family Living. Our heartfelt thanks are due to our patrons, Reverend Dr. Paul Raj Michael S.J. Rector, Reverend Dr. M. Arogyasamy Xavier S.J. Secretary, and Reverend Dr. S. Mariadas S.J. Principal in absentia. Their visionary leadership and dedications to nurturing both intellectual and personal growth have made initiatives such as this possible. We are deeply indebted to our respected head of the department, Dr. A. John Balaya, whose tireless efforts, guidance, and motivation have been the cornerstones of this program's success. His unwavering support and leaderships have inspired us all. We are equally grateful to our dedicated faculty members, Dr. V. Sugandhi, Ms. F.M. Pristiba, and Father Dr. Jai Seelan and Ms. Vanita Kandasamy for their sincere efforts, wholehearted commitment, and thoughtful coordination, which have ensured the smooth conduct of this program. We are proudly thankful to our distinguished resource person, Father Arul Edward Joseph, for his engaging session on building resilient family. The richness of your insight and the practical strategies you highlighted have broadened our outlook and enriched our professional learning. Your thoughtful responses and the depth of your reflection made today's sessions truly meaningful. We also extended our heartfelt gratitude to all the resource persons for sharing their valuable knowledge and expertise with us. Special thanks are also Dr. for his role as a host and for ensuring the smooth conduct of the sessions. As we conclude the final day of our International Faculty Development Program, we extend our sincere appreciation to all our participants, faculty members, scholars, professionals, and students. Your active involvement, insightful questions, and lively discussions have added immense value and meaning to this journey. With heart full of gratitude, we now bring this program to a close, carrying forward the knowledge, reflections, and inspiration it has offered us. Thank you, and may you all continue to flourish in your endeavors. We look forward to meeting you again and gaining from your presence in some other program. Thank you all.
Sir, please, can you please unmute, sir?
All right. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Suchitra.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Father.
Good afternoon. Yes. Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening, Father, and good evening, all the participants. I'm
Father, are you
Sucharita
there?
Roy.
Father Arul?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, Father, I wanted to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to you all because I'm from St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, from the Department of Mathematics, and this is the first time I have attended this counseling psychology program, and I was extremely moved by the way the program was conducted. The sessions were extremely beneficial for me. So I'd like to express my deepest appreciation and sincere regards to you all, Father. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, the assessment and the feedback link also is shared in the WhatsApp group. So Father has given us some exciting, multiple choice, questions. So kindly go through them and answer those questions and kindly fill up the feedback forms. Father Arul, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for conducting nice segment.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Father Arul, I will keep in touch with you. Hopefully, we invite you for an offline program. depending on your convenience. Yes, Chris Shiba.
Yes. Thank you, dear participants. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.